What's up, guys, and next up for review in this Black Widow movie wave is the lead character herself, Natasha Romanoff. And of course, the next review will be the final movie figure in this wave, Yelena Belova. Now, I may have the Legends movie White Widow with Stan coming, so stay tuned after Yelena's review to see if that happens. But until then, let's get some red on our ledger and get this review started. Now, starting with the box front, it's the same design as the other ones, same background and everything behind the plastic, except this time it says Black Widow. And on the side, we get some more of that awesome cel-shaded artwork. I love the design. Seriously, if you guys know who drew this, just let me know in the comments below, because I seriously want to just like find them on Instagram and just follow them. Like, not stalker, but you know what I mean. But anyways, and there she is, guys, Natasha Romanoff. And I have to say, the Endgame suit used to be my favorite, and it still kind of is, but this suit right here is just like, whew. I think once I see it in the film, this might just solidify first, or they might share the same ranking, I don't know. But let's go and take a closer look at her face. Now, when it comes to her face, it is well detailed, well sculpted, and well painted overall, except for some little smudges you can see right there. It's like she ate her victory cake a little too soon. But either way, it looks really good sculpt and paint wise. But as for likeness to Scarlett Johansson, I actually think the Endgame head sculpt looks more like Scarlett Johansson than this newer one. I don't know, they could be the same sculpt and they just, you know, painted them differently, but I think the paint for the Endgame one looks more like Scarlett. Although when it comes to realism, the new one is definitely better, because you can see it has a nice flat coating, and the Endgame one is very, get that in focus, very shiny and kind of plasticky, toyish. So paint quality wise, the new one is great because of the flat look, but when it comes to likeness, I'm gonna have to go with the Endgame, and I'm probably gonna give this new one more like a maybe 80%. See, it's good, but it's not quite there. But you know what? That's my opinion. Let me let you guys decide. Here's the new Widow Legends next to a real picture of Scarlett Johansson. And now here she is next to the Endgame Widow head. What do you guys think? Feel free to comment below on which one you think looks more accurate. Now, when it comes to her hair, though, it's definitely well sculpted and it has some nice definition to it. There's actually some little black wash in it, as you can see, to give it some definition and some contrast. But what I don't like is the fact that it's short. I mean, in the trailer we saw that it was long hair, so I don't know what's up with this head sculpt. Now, this head sculpt this hair, I mean, could be the end of the movie, because this movie does take place between Civil War and Infinity War, and we know in Infinity War she has short hair. So I'm thinking maybe I did see in the trailer that she brawled with some widows, so maybe they grabbed her hair and then she pulls out a knife and cuts her hair to free herself from it, and then later in the movie she you know, maybe she'll dye her hair blonde in this movie, or just in between this movie and Infinity War, and then take Yelena's vest for whatever reason. So that's my only explanation for the short hair. So I do hope we get a longer hair version. That's why I mainly like the SH Figure Arts one better, because they got the hair right, but this is still good. Now, as for articulation, the head rotates in a circle just fine, but the hair does hinder the side-to-side movement, as you can see, and it definitely hinders the back because it gets stuck on her backpack there. But she can go quite a bit forward, which is nice. And if you want, I know we all want to pop this head off and put on the Endgame head, so we'll go ahead and try that now. And there it is, the Endgame head on this new Widow body, and honestly, it looks a little weird to me. The neck seems a little bit too long. And then if you look closely, the paint tone, this one's actually a little bit darker and this is lighter, so that kind of looks weird. Actually, no, close up it looks really weird. Look at that long neck. Ugh. Now, the heads themselves look like they're the same size, as you can see, but the difference is how deep that little hole peg there is. As you can see on the new one, it looks like that hole peg is substantially, or just a little bit deeper than the Endgame one, which makes this one look okay, and this one just looks like she has a long neck, unfortunately. And then here's the Infinity War head, and that just, I mean, you thought the other one looked weird. This one looks really weird. I mean, it's just, you can even see the neck joint and everything. So yeah, yeah, no. Oh, and just a heads up, the little peg up here for the neck is actually softer than other Legends, which is really weird. See how it bends? When you pull it too hard, because the head can be very tight at first, it feels like it might actually pull out of there or tear. So definitely be careful. Be careful about using hot water too, because if you soften this and you pull too hard, you'll just tear it. So, word of warning. And moving into the body, I am loving the suit design. It's like simple yet complex at the same time. The costume designer for Black Widow definitely put some overtime in, and it shows in a good way. Love it. Now the paint job overall is pretty good, although there is some light spots right in the center there. The black is kind of showing through, but otherwise the rest of it looks really nice. And then you have some gloss right up here, which has some nice shine to it. I'm really liking the matte gray and just how smooth it is, and it continues all the way into the back there. As you can see, little black strip going down the middle, and then her backpack, move her head out of the way, looking pretty awesome there. And as you can see, there's actually holes in the backpack, and that's for her accessory batons. They actually slide in there, which is really awesome. I'll show you that when I get to the accessory section. I like that red stripe as well. And for Widow, she has a single torso pivot that goes sideways quite a bit, and it's got some click positioning as well, and it also spins in a circle. You can see it kind of clicking. I don't know if you can hear it. And she goes that far back, which is a pretty decent amount, and that far forward, which isn't too bad either. And the paint details go all the way into the torso, so there's always some paint when you have her articulated, which is a plus. Now as for the arm, I do like the design overall. It's very well sculpted, and just the suit design overall, oh, this one has tight joints. There we go. The suit design overall is very nice, although for some reason the outer edge here, her little shoulder armor, is very scuffed up. As you can see little scratch marks. It's like it was just flopping around in the accessories bin, or the little bin when they're assembling it. And then this side is the worst of the wear. It actually has little wear. It's just gone. It's gray right there, so that's kind of a bummer. Not too happy about that, but maybe I'll just get some glossy black paint to fix that. But the red does look good, so that's good, I guess. Her Widow stingers look great though. I love the gold that they chose. It's nice and shiny, and the sculpt overall looks great. And it's actually a separate piece. You can see when you pop the hand off, it just slides right off like so. It's nice and soft too. So you can put it on other figures if you want, but it also rotates, so you can just kind of adjust it, since they seem, I don't know what's the top or bottom, but I'll just go with that. And her arm rotates in a circle and also has the clicking positioning just like the other figures, but her shoulder does have good range going up there with good clearance as well. No paint scraping or anything, even though I lost paint there already. This side, even though it's tight, it still has nice clearance, no paint scraping, and actually it's getting looser now. And she has a single jointed elbow, although it has that longer cut one, so she gets some good angle anyways, even though it's a single joint. And it actually spins and it clicks as well. I don't know what's up with Hasbro and the clicking with this wave, but and her hand spins in a circle, and both of them go up and down like that since she holds pistols. And moving on down, I am really liking this belt here. First off, the sculpt is great. I love the gold. The red paint looks awesome as well. It's a little splotch right there, but it's okay. The sculpt overall looks great. You got her holsters right here, goes around the back there, more of that nice sculpting. Then you got the same holster right here. But what's really great about this one is that, as you can see, this one is not actually connected to the leg. Let me show you something. Okay, here's that other Widow again. It's the Infinity War body with the Endgame head, but as you can see, her strap here is actually glued onto her leg, and the problem with that is when you bend her leg, it bends the strap, and if you do that too often, I can see that being a tearing issue. So with this body, I have to keep the legs straight most of the time, but with this, since it's completely free and loose, especially this, the whole thing just moves up and down, as you can see. So when you move the leg, it just slides up and down, so it doesn't actually bend this too much. It kind of like flops it, but if you look at the difference here, there's definitely a huge difference in the amount of stress on that plastic piece. So this one is going to last a lot longer than the other one. So definitely love this new design. And getting back to the legs here, the rest of the legs look great as well. Got that smooth gray paint right there, and then the black on the inside with the legal fart. Honestly, I don't know. That's like, I see other companies, they don't put that on there. They just put it on the bottom of the feet. I don't know why Hasbro always puts it there. It's really annoying. Anyways, the knee pads look great as well. And I love the boots here. I love how it's just glossy, and it's a very smooth gloss black coating, and they look great. They're just, whew, Really like that. And then you got her little kind of super heeled feet right there with some, looks like some straps right there as well. Then there's the bottom of the feet. And for the leg articulation, they only go about that far forward, not far at all, and not back at all because of obvious reasons. She has thigh swivel, and as long as you hold the little holster here, it spins freely in a circle. She has a very long knee cut out there, as you can see, which gives her impressive double jointed knee action, and her foot goes super far forward and back and spins. Now, word of warning on the leg articulation though, as you can see right here, I have a little chip there, you can see the gray coming through, and that's because when you move the leg up, you see right there, it hits the hip, and if you push it too hard or just shape it a little bit, it will chip the paint off. This side's not too big. I chipped on here too, so yeah, when you have the legs up, be gentle and definitely don't put too much pressure pushing it higher because you will chip off the paint. And just a little tidbit to know for those who care is when you see the leg go up, it's it doesn't go up very much compared to the Infinity War Widow, which you see, check this out. Look at the difference right there. It's a huge difference, and the reasoning for that is because it's a brand new hip sculpt, and if you look closely here, you can see that, actually, alright, I kicked up the light there, that should light it up because she's all black, but anyways, you see that this side of the hip actually goes up really high, and that's why you have more clearance. This side is a new sculpt and it's smoother, and because of that you have less clearance. But if you look at here, just look at how nice that sculpt of the hip is compared to this. This looks toyish, this looks more realistic, so I like the new sculpt, although I just do wish that they would have given us the articulation too. But it seems Hasbro tried to make up for it by giving us better max angle on the knee. Alright, now let's get into her accessories. That's a yoga pose. It's called the legs in the air. First off, she comes with the ubiquitous fisted hands, which is a standard for action figures. And she also comes with the Crimson Dynamo BAF leg. And then she comes with her teeny weeny dual pistols here, which are both exactly the same sculpt. She just comes with two of them. Now I find this interesting because usually she uses Glock 26s in the movie, and this looks more like a burst of thunder, so I don't know what's up with that. I like the Glocks better. And her pistols actually fit very nice and snugly into her holsters here on both sides, and they don't fall out as long as you don't have fat fingers. They fit in nicely, and then they stay in very well as well. They don't fall out. Check that out. And that's what she looks like holding them. Pew pew! Oh, you got me! Death! And finally, she comes with dual batons, which both are exactly the same and both equally lackluster in details. They're pretty plain and boring. Pretty soft too, very thin right there, so be careful you don't tear that by banging it too much. And that's what she looks like holding them, and honestly they look more like those kind of airplane guide sticks that they use at the airport, so it's like beep 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 beep. But what's cool is, like I said, they have the little slots right here in her backpack, so you can slide that right in there and then it holds in place. Now it doesn't go in super deep. Here's the other one. As you can see, that's pretty much as far as it's gonna go, so don't push anymore because, like I said, you might tear it right there. And you get that snugly fit in there, and there you go. It's on her back, and it's actually really cool. I like that feature. It's definitely an improvement. In fact, I really love this feature because once you put the pistols into her little holsters right here, they hold snug, and this holds snug. As you can see, it doesn't fall out, which means that you can keep all of her accessories, scratch for her extra fists, of course, on the figure itself, and that is huge for me because personally, I actually don't like accessories that much because it's just like you can't keep it on the figure, and all they end up doing is going into my little loot boxes of accessories, and it's just like you start losing track of them because there's just so much. This is only a few of them, and look at all these hands and all that stuff. It's just so many, and then I have a big box somewhere else. So yeah, I don't like accessories because this is where they end up. But with Widow, you can keep it all on her, so it's great. I love it. Hasbro, do this more. Might as well add these hands into the pile now. And now for some comparisons. Here she is next to Team Widow. They're all legends except for that one SH Figure Arts, and that one's the Infinity War one. So here is the vest and the head that goes with it. Here's some relevant Marvel legends, and here's some irrelevant, but who cares? It's fun figures. Ooh, look! A penny! Well guys, overall I consider this figure a win. While the paint chipping on the leg when bending it is disappointing, the other paint chips are just particular to my figure, so just check the figure before you purchase if you can and you should be better off. And of course the short hair is just a personal preference, but it doesn't really matter because I also have the Figure Arts version on pre-order, so I'll soon have the best of both. Anywho dudes, Yelena Belova will be up next for review, but until then, stay safe, stay classy, and spend some more time with your figures because they miss you. And family too. Aight, peace.